This is my analysis of the markets for the week of November 28th till December 3rd. Usually on Sundays I like to sit at the computer for a few hours before the market opens and do my analysis of the currency pairs that I watch. I usually will look for trends and I'll look for potential entry points and sometimes even set pending orders or at least an alert for the computer to alert me with MT4 when price approaches a level or an area where I think a potential entry might be. Today, however, is Monday, and because of the long weekend, I wasn't able to do my analysis yesterday. But even though it's Monday, I wanted to go through the currency pairs and share some of my analysis with you. The first pair we're looking at is the pound dollar, and this is the daily time frame. I don't have a lot to say about the pound dollar right now. No potential entries yet that I see. I had drawn an AB equals CD pattern a couple of months ago, which is denoted by these pink lines, and I'll zoom out to show you how I came to that conclusion. There was an impulse move here, which would be the A and the B. Then there was a retracement, and then what seemed to be a continuation of that impulse move. And once it broke the high of this swing, I went ahead and plotted this AB equals CD line in. Now, because it's on the daily time frame, these kind of patterns take a while to unfold. And even though it looks right now that price may be turning away from that, I'd say there's still the potential or the possibility for a continuation up to this level. If I zoom out on the weekly time frame, you'll see that there was a support or rather resistance area right at the same level where this potential AB equals CD pattern would end. So that's just something that I'm going to keep an eye on, even though it might take months for it to fulfill. A lot of fundamentals would have to take place, of course, for the pound to go that high up against the dollar. So at this point, it's nothing really to trade off of. On the daily time frame, I have this trend line denoted by the black line, which was breached last week. So I don't really have any entries right now. Also, the 50% and the 61.8% fib retracements from this impulse move have already been breached. We are finding a little bit of support at the 200 EMA. So looking at the 4-hour real quick, I don't really see anything to trade off of right now. On the 4-hour, we're below the 200 EMA. And from this last impulse move last week, you can see that we are right at the 200 fib extension level. But still, again, I don't see anything to trade off of, so I'm going to stand aside on the pound dollar for now. Before I go on with further analysis, I just wanted to say that these next 2 weeks are not prime time for trading. I'm sure you all know that, but because we are heading into Christmas, the big boys and hedge funds and some of those key market players are usually on vacation around this time, so the market does have a tendency to behave erratically and not really follow through with its usual flow of things. So just bear that in mind, especially when trading the higher time frames. Scalping might be a little bit of a safer way to approach the markets during this holiday season. Having said that, this is the euro dollar, and we're looking at the daily time frame right now. You'll notice I've also drawn this AB equals CD pattern on the euro dollar, which did seem to work out pretty nicely. This was a butterfly for those of you who saw my analysis video of a couple weeks ago. If I zoom out a little more, there was this impulse move to there, there to there, there to there. That actually formed quite a neat butterfly pattern. Sorry, not a butterfly, a Gartley pattern. The difference between a Gartley and a butterfly is the C to D retracement, depending on how far down the C to D goes and also how high up the final leg of the move goes. Not a huge difference and nothing to really get into right now. The only thing I really like paying attention to is the AB equals CD, as that's very easy. Anyone can understand that. And so on the euro dollar, we did have that ABCD on the daily time frame, and even though price went above it by something like 200 pips, it's come down nicely. However, with the Irish bailout and the euro crisis right now, I think that across the board you'll notice that there's a lot of euro weakness. And at this point, you can see the daily time frame, the daily trend line has been broken. And price seems to be thrusting down pretty strong. I don't have any technical setups on the euro dollar right now, although my gut feeling is that going short is the is a pretty sure bet right now, especially because of the euro weakness. So my guess here is that going short on the euro, all the euro pairs for that matter, would be a good move. However, we usually like to wait for a retracement, and I'm not sure how much of a retracement we're gonna get due to what's going on in the fundamental side of things right now. This is the 4-hour time frame. Again, you can see that I've drawn a trend line here for the 4-hour. Price is blown through it. Right now we're sitting at a fib extension level, which happens to also be at the 3100 handle. So I see no potential setups right now, but if we did get a retracement back up into an area, then going short on the euro would probably be a good idea. However, I'm not sure if we're going to see such a big retracement due to the negative euro news surrounding the Irish crisis right now. This is the euro yen. Not as big a move as the euro dollar last night, but it looks like we could potentially be looking for some more downside movement. This weekly trend line here by the green trend line has price has been dancing around it, but now it seems like price may be coming below it. And look at the 4-hour time frame real quick. A little bit more choppy than the euro dollar. Don't have any trade setups right now for this. Again, my gut feeling is that the euro is going to be weak this week and that there might be more movement to the downside. Okay, well, this video is getting a little longer than I'd hoped for, so I'll end it here with the pound yen. Don't have too much to say about the pound yen. We're looking at the daily time frame. I suppose looking at these swing highs that the trend is definitely down. All of the swing highs are lower than the last one, including this last one here was lower than that. So I guess the downtrend is still active and still a valid one. I haven't been trading the pound yen too much lately, especially on the daily time frame, maybe more on the 4-hour. But just to end this video, I'll show you the other currency pairs that I do trade. The first one is the dollar Japanese yen. Next one is the Australian US dollar. I also trade the New Zealand dollar US dollar, the US dollar Canadian, the Euro CAD, the US dollar Swiss franc, the Euro Swiss franc, the pound Swiss franc, the Australian dollar Japanese yen, and finally the Euro pound. Those are the 12 pairs that I look at, and like I said earlier, sometimes it can be too much to follow that many currency pairs, and I find myself scaling it down to 4 currency pairs a lot, just so that I can do proper analysis and have a good feel for what those currency pairs are doing rather than spreading myself so thin. Another thing, especially at times like this when the euro is weakening, another thing that's important to be abreast of is fundamentals and having a feel for what's going on on the fundamental side of things, as that really drives the market, and our technical analysis complements fundamentals. When you have the two working together, that's really the best mix. Instead of just relying only on technicals, it's good to have a feel for what's happening out there in the news, so that you can anticipate potential moves that are going to happen or that are happening at the moment. Anyways, looking forward to hearing from you guys and any comments that you might have or other things that you might have seen that I didn't see. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you all again soon. Bye-bye.